986 Hotel, ready for takeoff, northbound.
Turkey 86 Hotel approved, clear for takeoff, real nice.
6 Papa Juliet coming up on the water tower.
6 Papa Juliet, follow a Geronimo turning base, ahead and to your right. Additional traffic is an Army helicopter on about a 2-mile final for parallel.
Boeing Tower Commander 1393 Juliet, ready for takeoff with northeastbound departure.
Commander 93 Juliet, number 2 for departure, hold short of the runway. System 07 Delta, straight in, runway 31 right, the east center line report, beam the water tank on southeast Beacon Hill.
Yes,
International Airport, more commonly known as Boeing Field. Aside from being one of the most versatile and relied upon aviation resources in the region, the airport consistently ranks among the top 15 busiest in the nation. Its proximity to the hub of the Northwest is just one of its assets. Boeing Field is located in the heart of Seattle and King County's industrial core. It's just a 10-minute drive to commercial and financial centers, one reason why Boeing Field has played a key role in the growth and development of Puget Sound. When approaching Seattle from the south on Interstate 5, Boeing Field is unmistakable. At midfield lies the control tower, manned by air traffic controllers who safely guide over 1,000 landings and takeoffs each day. To the south lies the Pacific Museum of Flight, the only air museum of its kind in the United States. And of course, the airport has another impressive tenant, the Boeing Company. It's here that final preparations are made for the delivery of jets bound for airlines worldwide. In all, Boeing Field spans 623 acres, yet its economic influence goes well beyond the airport physical boundaries. Combined, the businesses that make their home at Boeing Field generate nearly $600 million annually for the economy of Puget Sound. Goods and services alone, such as wages, taxes, and local business expenditures, exceed $280 million a year. And there are the individuals and business people who use Boeing Field as access to the Puget Sound region. Together, they will contribute $22 million to the local economy this year. There is yet another round of spending generated by the presence of Boeing Field. Between food, clothing, housing, and other expenses, the ripple effect amounts to an additional $294 million annually. But there's more to this airport than the ability to generate revenues for the local economy. There is the reputation of Boeing Field and its tenants. It's about progress and the desire to create new milestones in aviation. In all, 140 tenants contribute to the local aviation industry at Boeing Field. From an elegant restaurant to the specialty businesses that sell and service aircraft, and entrepreneurs who have built successful aviation manufacturing and repair businesses devoted to restoration, airframes, interior hardware, and upholstery. Boeing Field also offers valuable support services such as instrument and radio repair, fuel sales, and aerial photography. Several of the airport's tenants even play an important role in getting your packages from here to there, often overnight. Air cargo, express package delivery, and high-priority handling are services that we have all come to expect. In recent years, air cargo tenants have presented Boeing Field with tremendous growth, which was never anticipated. Direct benefits to the airport have come from increased fuel sales and landing fees. Those revenues, along with land and building leases, concessions, and rental agreements, all make Boeing Field a self-supporting public utility. To know Boeing Field today is to know her past. The year was 1910, and over 20,000 spectators turned out to see barnstormer Charles Hamilton's daring air spectacular at the Meadows Racetrack, which is now the site of the Pacific Museum of Flight. The first heavier-than-air manned aircraft flight in the Northwest was a success and a giant step for early aviation. Another important figure was William E. Boeing, in the picture on the left, who founded a little airplane company near the field back in 1913. His first manufacturing plant was a building later to become known as the Red Barn. In Boeing's day, techniques include hand-sewn wooden spruce airframes made of fabric. That modest Red Barn has now been restored and is showcased at the Pacific Museum of Flight. In the years that followed, the Boeing company continued to grow, along with the airfield, which back then was commonly called Seattle Airport. Finally, in 1928, a new name emerged, Boeing Airport, in recognition of William E. Boeing and his company. 50,000 people were on hand to celebrate the dedication. Then came the 1930s and the birth of new aviation and Milestones. Air passenger and mail service was becoming an important activity at Boeing Field. United Airlines boosted its 28-hour coast-to-coast service with the country's first stewardesses on board, who, by the way, were required to be registered nurses. But then, amidst our newfound passion for flying, came the storm clouds of war. In 1939, Boeing Field went on a 24-hour schedule. Following the attack on Pearl Harbor, airplane manufacturing boomed like never before. The increased production, symbolized by Rosie the Riveter, made the Boeing Airplane Company famous for its flying fortress. During many of those war years, Boeing Field was shrouded by camouflage netting, making it appear like a small village. Fortunately, though, the camouflage was never put to the test, and the war was over. After the war, Boeing Field's primary runway was lengthened to 10,000 feet to accommodate aircraft that would bring the airport into the jet age. Among the revolutionary airplanes to roll off the assembly line was the Boeing 707-80. The prototype made its debut in 1954. She was the grand start of yet another leap in aviation technology. The construction of larger and larger aircraft required more improvements at Boeing Field. And in 1974, a new heavy aircraft taxiway was added at midfield to accommodate the larger plane. By the mid-'80s, Boeing Field had witnessed over a half-century of milestones. In 1985, new construction finally gave way to maintenance on the 2-mile strip of runway that brought the modern jet to Boeing Field 34 years earlier. Today, Boeing Field remains committed to the preservation of its historic roots. Located in the busy passenger terminal is a replica of an early Fokker triplane, which captures the historic flavor of early aviation. Welcoming passengers to Boeing Field is an array of artwork, fountains, and historic monuments. The plaques note the events that have transformed it into a 1980s airport. Nearby Ruby Chow Park reflects decades of community support. But the past is not the only source of pride at Boeing Field. Today, the airport continues to affect the lives of thousands in the Puget Sound region, from the earthbound commuters who have come to rely on radio traffic reports by Boeing Field-based traffic reporters.
Northbound Interstate 5 is quite slow into Seattle. There are improvements to the downtown area and then congestion.
The special government operations devoted to safety issues and military defense. The Air National Guard, located at Boeing Field, is charged with providing critical communications for the Air Force in time of emergency. The Regional Federal Aviation Administration sets the standards by which pilots from throughout the Northwest are measured and graded. The Washington Division of Aeronautics, based at the south end of the field, is the focal point for air search and rescue missions. And because of its close proximity to large regional medical facilities, Boeing Field is also home base for medical aircraft designed to save lives. These flying ambulances are equipped with sophisticated medical machines and emergency teams that have performed countless medical miracles throughout the Northwest and Alaska. The ability to speed patients to Harborview Medical Burn Center, Children's Orthopedic Hospital, and other specialized facilities has allowed Boeing Field to contribute to another milestone, the joining of aviation and medicine to reach everyone in need of care. Boeing Field meets other needs as well. It serves as an important backup facility when poor weather forces the closure of Seattle-Tacoma Airport. During an average year, 300 flights will be diverted to Boeing Field. Of course, Boeing Field also enjoys playing host to a variety of VIPs, presidents, entertainment figures, royalty, supersonic aircraft, and supersonic aircraft capable of performing aerobatics. But even when it's business as usual, Boeing Field is a busy place, with personal transportation stealing the show. It's high-quality instructional training for soon-to-be pilots. It's an easily accessible airport, complete with an FAA flight service station, which provides services ranging from aeronautical information to flight planning services to weather and hazard information. It's the charter services that carry passengers to domestic and foreign vacation spots, and it's an airport looking and preparing for the future. Boeing Field is owned by King County and managed by the Airport Division of the county's Department of Public Works. Operated by aviation professionals, the airport has achieved a successful track record. To continue this success, managers have developed an airport master plan. The plan will offer guidance on a number of important issues: noise abatement programs, comprehensive facility plans, public education, and continued airport growth. By the year 2005, it's estimated that Boeing Field's based aircraft population will have reached a staggering 800 aircraft. At the same time, annual aircraft operations are expected to increase 20% to an incredible 475,000 operations a year. To ensure that the airport remains a secure facility, emergency and security personnel will continue to be trained in the latest crash fire rescue techniques. Equipment support will be enhanced to protect all who come to Boeing Field. In bad weather, it will continue to be the airport that pilots rely on. If necessary, emergency generators for essential airfield lighting will guide the way for all the milestones in air transportation that lie ahead.